I made this trailer to haul my e-bike batteries around. It was made for some PVC pipe, a storage bin, and some kids' bike tires. When I got a rear battery rack for the bike, I no longer needed the trailer. A local homeless guy had his eyes on it for quite a while, so I decided to spiff it up and give it to him. I even put a light kit on the wheels and filled the storage bin full of goodies for him. When the day came for him to pick it up, he couldn't have been more stoked, and it even matched his bike. The day he had been looking forward to had finally come. As he rode off, he promised to take good care of it and said that he would use it every day. No problem, we can fix it. Now it's time to get to work. One of the first things that we did is to strip the bin off the frame and start getting all the unnecessary stuff off of it. My understanding is that it was ultimately hit by a car, and you can see how tweaked the wheel is here. Even with all the horrific abuse that it went through, the frame is solid, and because it's made from PVC plastic, there's not a spot of rust. Because this trailer is used to run up and down our coastal bike path, anything that's metal is completely rusted and roached out. As you can see here, we're barely getting one of these nuts off of the axle. The wheels were a little bit of a pain to get off, but with a little perseverance, just about everything is possible. One last little chance. Oh, there's a red looking. Now let's get some of these old screws off and get this wheel off. There you go. Cool technique, right? And pull the wheel off. This one is so bad, at first I couldn't even tell if it was a screw head. Was that a screw? What is that? Not much that a wire wheel can't fix. This connecting arm had taken so much abuse It's amazing, but it's still functional. However, we're going to go ahead and take this opportunity to fix that as well. So now it's time to make another connecting section for this pipe. And here I've got another piece of 2-inch PVC set between a couple pieces of wood and the clamps. Going to go ahead and use the heat gun here to soften it up and then clamp the material down. You'll see how it works. The trick here is to make sure that you're heating the plastic up from all sides. So I'm coming at it from the back, I'm coming at it from the sides, I'm coming at it from the front. And pretty soon the plastic's going to get soft and you're going to be able to squeeze it. As it's heating up, I'll go ahead and squeeze the clamps here and there just to see how the material is working. As soon as it gets soft, you'll know. And before you know it, the plastic becomes soft and squeezable, and it's time to start with the clamps. very quickly we can make some progress. But wait, we're not done yet. This bit's a little bit fiddly, but keep at it and you'll get it done. And then once again with the heat gun, let's make sure we get this material nice and soft again, because we want to get this part of the piece as flat as possible. I heard lots of comments about how this was just not strong enough, and just look at the amount of abuse that thing has taken. And we're just going to use a standard 2-inch coupler to connect these pieces together. Before we glue this together, let's get some of the old paint off and make sure that we have good clean surfaces for proper mating. I'm using the traditional PVC glue kit here, so first with the primer and then with the glue. Now that we got the frame repaired, let's get some paint on it. Well, it's the next day after work and the paint has dried. She's looking good, but now it's time to get the wheels on. The entire frame is glued together except for this last part here, these U sections, which are put in and then screws are put in on either side to hold them in place. And one side is a little bit shorter than the other because we've got the front wheel versus the rear wheel, and the rear wheel has that geared cassette on it. So it's a little bit wider to accommodate it. This way you can use the front and rear tires of a single bicycle for the install. So as you can see, these little connecting sections have an area that's flattened in the middle, and the axle of the tire actually just slips through there, and then you bolt it together on the other side. Here you can see the view of it. So there's the sprocket, and it just slides right through the PVC. Then it's as simple as sliding these other pieces back in and getting it all bolted back together. I like to use some pretty good sized washers here because you have no idea what these guys are going to be doing to this trailer. It's important to make sure that everything is tightened down real well. Before I installed the bin onto the frame, I went ahead and put some reflective tape all the way around for safety purposes. I'm going to go ahead and screw the bin onto the frame using some washers and self-tapping screws. I used a little piece of wood to offset the bin so that it was not directly against the connecting arm as I screwed it together. These self-tapping screws do a great job. Make sure that your screws are going through the bin and into the PVC frame below. And now we're all done. And just like that, she's as good as new, showing how tough and durable this design is. This trailer has no metal to rust or wood to rot, and it can haul a couple 100 pounds of cargo on a daily basis. Easy to make out of PVC, no special tools required. My channel has a video on how to build this trailer, including a detailed parts list. Thanks for watching.